Have you ever felt like you're carrying a heavy, invisible weight? Those are emotional chains forged from past hurts, fears, and limiting beliefs. But what if I told you that right now those chains could be breaking and falling away? Today, we're diving into 6 powerful signs that you're being set free from emotional bondage. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about recognizing the profound spiritual shift happening within you. Stay with me, because the last sign is often the most overlooked. Yet, it's the clearest indicator of your newfound freedom. The first sign that your emotional chains are breaking is a sudden loss of interest in gossip and drama. You used to get drawn into conversations about other people's lives, maybe even finding a strange comfort in the distraction. But now, it just feels draining. It's like your spirit is telling you, this isn't for me anymore. You find yourself changing the subject or simply walking away from conversations that are rooted in negativity or judgment. This shift happens because your energy is being redirected. Instead of focusing outward on the lives of others, you're being called to focus inward on your own healing and growth. Your spirit is craving substance, not static. As it says in Ephesians chapter 5 verse 11, we should have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. You're beginning to understand that your words have power, and you'd rather use them to build up than to tear down. This isn't about being self-righteous. It's about protecting your own spiritual and emotional energy as you heal. The second sign is that you're no longer triggered by things that used to send you spiraling. Think about that person whose name alone could ruin your day, or that specific memory that would instantly fill you with anger or sadness. Now, when those things come to mind, the emotional charge is gone. It's not that you've forgotten what happened, but the memory no longer has a hold on you. It's like watching a movie of your past instead of reliving it. This is a monumental step in your healing journey. It means the emotional wounds are finally beginning to scar over, becoming a part of your story rather than an open wound you constantly poke. The Bible speaks to this in 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 17. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come, the old has gone, the new is here. You are literally becoming a new creation, one that isn't defined or controlled by the pain of the past. The chains of resentment and bitterness are rusting away, and you're stepping into a place of emotional sovereignty. Now for the third sign, and it's a big one. You start setting and enforcing boundaries without feeling guilty. In the past, the fear of disappointing others or being seen as selfish might have kept you from saying no. You were a people pleaser, often at the expense of your own well-being. But now, something has shifted. You recognize that your well-being is your responsibility, and setting boundaries is not an act of selfishness, but an act of self-preservation and respect. You can now say no to a request that drains you, or I need some space, to a person who oversteps. And you can do it with a sense of calm authority. The guilt that used to follow has been replaced by a sense of empowerment. This is because you are no longer seeking validation from the outside. Your worth is not determined by how much you do for others. Galatians chapter 1 verse 10 asks a piercing question. Am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? By setting healthy boundaries, you are honoring the temple that is your body, mind, and spirit, showing that your allegiance is to your own divine path. The fourth sign that your emotional chains are breaking is a newfound desire for solitude. Previously, being alone might have felt lonely or scary. You might have filled every quiet moment with noise, distractions, or the company of others to avoid being with your own thoughts. But now you crave solitude. You look forward to quiet moments where you can just be. This isn't about isolating yourself from the world. It's about reconnecting with yourself and with God. In the stillness, you're not running from your thoughts, you're listening to your soul. This is where you receive clarity, guidance, and deep healing. It's in the quiet where you can truly hear the whispers of the divine. This echoes the words of Psalm 60 to verse 1. Truly my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from Him. You've discovered that solitude isn't emptiness. It's a sacred space filled with presence and peace. The chain of dependency on external noise and validation is breaking, and you're finding strength and comfort from within. Let's move on to the fifth sign. You begin to forgive others, not for them, but for you. Forgiveness used to seem impossible, like you were letting someone off the hook for the pain they caused. But a spiritual awakening is happening within you. You now understand that unforgiveness is a heavy chain that links you to the person who hurt you, forcing you to carry the weight of that pain everywhere you go. Forgiveness is you deciding to cut that chain. It doesn't mean you condone what they did. It doesn't mean you have to trust them or even have them in your life. It simply means you are releasing the toxic hold that bitterness and resentment have on your heart. You are choosing freedom over bondage. As Colossians chapter 3 verse 13 tells us, bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. When you forgive, you take your power back. You're no longer a victim of your past, but a victor over it, reclaiming your emotional energy for your own growth and future. And finally, the sixth and perhaps most profound sign that your emotional chains are breaking, you no longer fear the future. The chain of anxiety is one of the heaviest we can carry. It keeps us trapped in a loop of what-ifs and worst-case scenarios, stealing the joy from our present moment. But as you heal, a deep, abiding trust begins to grow in your heart. You start to truly believe that you are guided and protected. You understand that you can't control every outcome, and you stop trying to. Instead, you surrender. You do your best with what you have today and trust that a higher power is orchestrating the rest for your ultimate good. This isn't passive resignation, it's active faith. You feel a deep sense that no matter what comes, you will have the strength and resources to handle it. This is the essence of Philippians chapter 1 verse 6, being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. You are a divine project, and you can trust the process. The fear of the unknown is replaced by a curiosity and excitement for what lies ahead. Recognizing these signs in your life is a powerful affirmation that your prayers are being answered and your spiritual work is bearing fruit. You are breaking free. It's a journey, not a destination, so be patient and compassionate with yourself. Each broken link is a victory. If you've experienced any of these signs, share your story in the comments below to encourage others. Your testimony could be the light someone else needs to see their own path to freedom. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Remember that you are deeply loved. Be blessed and walk in your freedom.